I guess held and froze over, and they selling ice cream cones down there and chocolate sundaes, and I heard you can get a Long Island iced tea down there now too. They say it's real cold down there. I'm getting word that folks better start repenting because the rapture just might be on the way. So you better start praying and repenting because something crazy just happened, y'all. Something real crazy done happened. I don't know if y'all. I don't remember the last time I ever seen Fred VanVleet benched in a close game in the fourth quarter going down the stretch. At least not in the Houston Rockets, not under Ime Udoka. Oh no, he's not benching his son. That's not happening. And it happened tonight. Well, last night, by the time y'all watching it, against the Utah Jazz. And I ain't gonna lie, there's some potential, man. I'm seeing some potential, man. I'm starting to see what I need to see. But before I start getting into the little come-ons and the come-ons, it's your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity _VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. Hey, man, don't come in my house and you don't wipe your shoes. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment for me down below. Hey, man, listen. You can't be a hater your whole life. I checked my metrics. They said like 70% of y'all be watching the channel. Y'all ain't subscribed. You don't be liking the channel, or you don't be liking the videos. Go ahead and do that for me, and let's go ahead and get it popping, man. So, Rockets played the Utah Jazz, and that matchup is not really all that great for the Rockets because they one of them I don't care teams. Like they come out there, they balls to the wall, kind of sort of like us, but in like in a different way. Like how we are defensively is how they are offensively. Like they not chaotic, but they got like hella talent over there, man. Like they got a bunch of scores. They got dudes that can shoot. They got a good defensive center in Walker Kessler, who usually gives Alperen Sengun problems, but Alperen Sengun kind of solved that puzzle tonight. They got Johnny Juzang, Bryce Sensabaugh, Keontae George. What's his name? I'm forgetting somebody. Isaiah Collier, who I was high on coming out of the draft. Colin Sexton. Like they loaded with talent, man. They got to Kyle Filipowski out of Duke, who was another guy I thought the Rockets probably would have traded back for in the draft. Like they loaded with talent, and then they coached by Will Hardy, which is somebody under the sort of the Greg Popovich tree. He was an assistant coach with Ime Udoka in the playoff. That's in the playoff with the Boston Celtics when they went to the finals that one year. So they got a good infrastructure over there right now. And as a Rockets fan, I hate to see it, but as a basketball fan, what they building over there, man, NBA gonna have a little problem on their hands when the Utah Jazz start to actually get some veterans and get some experience and get some more reps than that they built. So shout out to them for that. But anyway, screw the Utah Jazz and anybody who likes them. This is about the Rockets. This is Rockets Propaganda Channel. So yeah, man, that fourth quarter, I'm really mostly focusing on this fourth quarter, man. The game was what it was. Came out, looked like they took the team serious. The Utah Jazz wouldn't go away, man. They just wouldn't leave me alone. They just wouldn't leave us alone, bro. Like, just so annoying. Like, bro, you supposed to lose. Lay down. You got to keep whacking them and whipping them and whacking them, and they just won't go nowhere until the final end. Like, Jesus Christ. But Rockets ended up putting them away in the end when Fred VanVleet got benched with like 7 minutes and some change left in the game. Went to the bench. I forgot who checked in for him. I think it was it might have been Jabari. I think it was Jabari that checked in for him. Bro never came back in the game. Jalen Green ran point the rest of the way. And then with 2 minutes and I forgot when Alperen Sengun took a breather. But with 2 minutes and like 51 seconds left, Alperen Sengun came back in the game, and then it was just the Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun show down the stretch. Jalen was running that point really well. He looked really good. Now, full disclosure, as good as it looked, as nice as it was to see, Yeah, Walker Kessler, I think he tweaked his ankle or something, and he went and sat down. And that's who the Rockets really had a problem with most of the game, and he was one of my X factors in my pregame. By the way, y'all got to be catching my little pregames because I be on to something when I be doing these pregames. Y'all might want to catch that. That's why you need to subscribe to the channel. But yeah, Walker Kessler, I think he tweaked his ankle or something, and he wasn't saying. They pulled him. They put Kyle Filipowski at the 5. And he was the Swiss cheese at that point. Like, their defense was super Swiss cheese, gourmet. Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green was out there looking like Kobe and Pau Gasol from the finals. Them back-to-back championships that they won. That's how they was looking really good, looking really nice. And another interesting thing too. I hope y'all pay attention to this. So when Alperen Sengun came back in the game with like 2 minutes and 50 seconds or so left, he checked in for Dylan Brooks. So the closing lineup was this: Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, Jalen Green. That lineup looked so good out there, man, on both ends. They looked so good out there. Defensively, they was flying around, letting their nuts hang all over the place, getting out on the break. And offensively, it seemed like everybody knew what they needed to do. Everybody knew where they needed to be. And the alignment was beautiful and perfect. They simplified the offense a lot when they sat Fred. They simplified the offense when Fred had sat. It was Jabari and a man running pick and roll, or it was Jabari and a man running pick and roll. It was a Jalen and a man running pick and roll, or it was Jalen and Jabari running pick and roll. And then when Alp came in the game, it was just two-headed monster the rest of the way. You couldn't do nothing about it. But you had Tari Eason and Jabari in the slot. You had a man in the dunker, and it was just beautiful, bro. It was beautiful. And low-key, that might be the lineup for the future. Really, it might be the lineup for the future. Now, I don't know if it's going to be JG running point in the future or if it's going to be a Man Thompson running point like that in the future, but I like that 5-man setup. I got to go back and dig and look at what the numbers say about their effectiveness on the court together, offensively, defensively, and other percentage numbers. But them dudes looked really good together, man. They looked really good together. I was so happy about what I was seeing. Really was, man. I'm just interested to see how Ime Udoka coaches the rest of the season. Does he finally take the handcuffs off these dudes, especially Jalen Green? Like, take the handcuffs off, take the training wheels off. Let him sink or swim with the ball in his hands with Fred sitting down on the bench. Not when you forced to when Fred is injured or not playing or whatever the case may be. With Fred on the bench, or you going to with Fred on, well, we've seen it with Fred on the court too. So we actually have seen that. But Fred will usually be on the court like as a safety valve, as a safety blanket, like, holding his hand. Nah. Let Jalen sit there and do what he does with his big man, Alperen Sengun, because I've been saying this all season. That's the hierarchy. That's what the hierarchy need to be. It needs to be Jalen, Sengun, and Amen Thompson. And it can really be any three in any given night. Anyone can be number 1, 2, or 3 at any given night. But them's your three-headed monster right there with Tari and Jabari with the support on both ends. Because both of those guys are like going to be super good role players, man. Both of them going to get a nice little bag. Nice little role player bag, but they both going to get a nice little bag. That's what needs to happen, man. So, I've said it before, man. Once we establish the Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun 2-man game, I mean, the rest is going to be simple. The rest is going to be history, man. You see what teams do when they really need to get a bucket, especially down the stretch, especially in the playoffs. They simplify the offense. They run a little 2-man game or sometimes a little triangle. It's 2 guys, preferably one in the perimeter, one in the paint, one somebody in the paint, or a big man, probably usually a perimeter player and a big man. And Either they run and pick and roll. It's usually just pick and roll. Let's just call it what it is. It's usually just a pick and roll. And they simplify the offense. Everybody know where to be at. Everybody know when to cut. They know when to move. They know where to be on defense. Speaking of simplifying the offense, they simplified the defense a little bit too. They was running zone down the stretch, and it looked good too. Had a little bit of rebounding issues here and there, but that looked good too. So we're not just running zone when it's when we're doing double big with Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams. We ran zone with 5 young guys out there all at once, and it looked good, man. So Ime Udoka it seemed like he kind of used this game as like a blank, not a blank canvas, but he kind of used this game as like a trial to see what that would look like. Maybe something they can go to, maybe some lineups they can go to in the playoffs, since we kind of winding down. I'm really looking forward to seeing, what these guys look like in the playoff, man. I'm about ready to go. Man. I'm gonna try my best to see if I can hit up a playoff game. That would be nice, but we'll see, man. Shout out to Alperen Sengun though, man. He exercised one of them demons. He's been exercising demons all season with some of these guys that he kind of has trouble against. He exercised the Walker Kessler demon tonight. Absolutely bodied him, made him look like a fool, made him look like an idiot, a bumbling buffoon, and everything in between. I loved it. 33 points. Let me pull up his numbers actually, man. I should have had him up already, but let me pull up his numbers. So Alperen Sengun was 33 points. He was plus 17. Lord have mercy, which was the highest tied for the highest on the team. 2 assists, 10 rebounds, a couple of block shots. Man, like, come on, bro. That contract that he on, man, that thing is a hell of a bargain, boy. That thing a hell of a bargain. I'm happy for that kid, man. I want to see him in the playoffs. He like a running back. Like, for all my NFL fans, all my football fans, y'all know when you got a good running back on your team, it's just a matter of time before he start to break your defense. Like, if he really like that, like third quarter, he'll break one. Fourth quarter, he just start gashing you here, left, right, and center, because you just tired of having to deal with him. And that's what Alperen Sengun is like. Like, if you notice earlier in the season, like, he'll have some of these like slow starts, and then third quarter he'll come out and he start to establish himself. Fourth quarter, that's when he just put the game away. I love it, bro. He's so fun to watch. Bro, it's so fun to watch. And his defense has improved a lot. Like, I'm so happy with the talent we accumulated, man. I really am. I can go on and on about this, man. But anyway, if you're still watching the video at this point, that means you like what you heard, you like what you saw. So go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't be a hater your whole life. Leave a comment for me down below. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel. I'm your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AKInfinity_VVS. Make sure y'all tell a friend. All of y'all come back again. And we out.